Hi Pisces, welcome to your July 2019 General Tarot reading. Crowning your first week, you have the Eight of Earth. And it's clarified by the Magician and the Strength card. So some of you guys are working very hard this month to create something for yourself. The Magician is all about creation, using the tools that you have around you to manifest what it is that you want. With the Strength card, it's telling me that maybe you're going against the odds, Pisces. You're saying fuck what everyone else says. I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I'm not gonna let anybody tell me otherwise. And it's beautiful. You're working on some sort of skill. This is something that you're very good at. Maybe some of you guys are going back to school and studying something that you didn't think you would be studying. Or maybe the people around you didn't think you would be studying this. But this is something that is aligned with your truth. It's aligned with your purpose. So you're taking yourself and putting yourself first with the number one. That's what it's telling me. You're making yourself the number one and your manifestations, because you are the magician of your own life, right, Pisces? Especially being a very magical sign, a very spiritually aligned sign. You are very good at manifesting things for yourself. Even if it is this endeavor, this skill, whatever it may be. Some of you guys really are going against the odds and not letting people tell you what to do, not letting people tell you how to live your life, because like I said, you are the magician of your own awareness. You are the magician of your own life and your own creations. So you have the Five of Air for your next card. It's clarified by the Lovers and the Eight of Swords. So it's interesting, I have two eights right next to each other. Eight represents, can represent cycles, infinite cycles, because, eight flipped is infinity. I think some of you guys are questioning your love life right now. Maybe some of you have recently walked away from someone, or, you will be walking away from someone, and I think some of you guys are questioning if you've made an unwise choice in a romantic connection. Because there is love here with this person. There is. However, I do think there's a lot of conflict as well. I think there's also fear that's underlying. It's, beneath the Lovers. Some of you could be dealing with a Gemini. Strong air energy here. The Eight of Swords. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a split second. The Eight of Swords lies beneath the Lovers. So I think if there is conflict in your relationship, it does come from this underlying pain, fear of the future as well. Somebody needs to be a little more courageous. I think that's why these both have 8 on them and they popped up next to each other, because somebody needs to drop that fear. If you guys want this to work, if you want this relationship with this person to work, you have to drop that fear and embody strength. Like I said, you're the magician of your own life, and you can be the magician of your own relationships too, but you have to be willing to put in the work and have the strength to trust, because oftentimes trusting is very hard. It is. It's a lot easier to give up on something than it is to trust. So I think some of you guys need to be a little more trusting in this connection with this other person, and allowing, your feelings to tell you. You're very intuitive and you're very in touch with your feelings, Pisces. So if you have strong feelings for this person, then there's a reason why. But I think some of you guys will be reviewing this situation in regards to love. But you are bound to somebody, because number 6 tells me, being bound to a lover. Maybe that's why there's these cycles of maybe walking away and coming back. I think I'm getting a ghosting energy, like somebody ghosts the other person, severs the relationship so quick, just off of a feeling, guys, off of a feeling. Like I said, your feelings are very strong, but you need to come into balance within yourself and think logically as well. You can't just trust your feelings all the time, because sometimes anxiety can creep in and pretend like it's a feeling. So there's kind of like that fine line between intuition and anxiety, you know what I mean? So if you really do want this to work and you really want to end conflict or minimize conflict, trust your logic, embody more so of the masculine energies of logic, and kind of let go a little bit of that feminine energy of feeling and intuition. Because that's what you're good at doing, but, you know, we have to do things that, you know, we struggle with sometimes. So you have the High Priestess for your third crowner. And it's clarified by the Ace of Swords and the Hierophant. I do think some of you guys are in a commitment. If you're a single Pisces, I think you've had this idea that you want to get into a commitment. Some of you really do. But have patience. I'm hearing have patience. And this card says, consider carefully what you want before acting. So I think some of you guys really need to really think about if this is what you want. You know what I mean? Pisceans, water signs in general, we're like the river. So we flow effortlessly. And sometimes we flow a little too much, right? So it can be hard to ground oneself and stabilize in a relationship. Some Pisceans can tend to be very all over the place, and, you know, maybe, you know, they tend to cut things off very quick because they want to continue to flow down with life. It's hard to settle down and to stabilize. For water signs in general, it's very difficult for us to do this. Pisceans more so, because I think you guys are more flowy versus, like, I'm a Scorpio. Scorpios are fixed signs, so we tend to ground a little better than Pisceans do. Pisceans are a little more flowy, in my opinion. I think you guys are the most, maybe Cancer, I don't know. I think you guys might stabilize a little better than Cancerians. But if this is truly what you want, then you will make it happen. Because you're having these ideas like, oh, I want to get into a relationship, oh, I want to settle down, I want to commit, right? You're having these ideas and these thoughts that are coming to you, and you feel like this is what you feel, this is what you want to do, this is what you feel like you should do. But you continue to walk away. You continue to ghost. Somebody here, if you're dealing with a Taurus, this person continues to ghost. Oops. Or an earth sign in general. It doesn't have to be a Taurus. I just say that because I have the Hierophant right here. But somebody continues to ghost because there is still pain present in this connection, guys. Somebody keeps building up these walls, and that is where the conflict comes from. Look, there's this number 5 again, your last crowner, the 5 of Fire. This represents conflict. This card right here represents conflict. That's its meaning. So there's also a lot of jealousy on the surface. I think it's known. There's a lot of jealousy here. And somebody continues to walk away because of that, because they've continued to build up these walls or these gates around them. I like to think with this card, you know, even though he builds up these gates to block out the people who want to hurt him, he also blocks out the people who want to show him love too. So Pisces, be very careful with this, because you might be doing this, but I feel like a partner might be doing this, blocking up, you know, those walls, maybe blocking you out. Maybe you're feeling very blocked. I'm picking up somebody here feels very blocked. It feels very left out in the cold because somebody keeps putting these walls up. And even if they don't physically ghost you, they can still leave you out in the cold. I think if you're dealing with a fire sign, Pisces, they continue to leave you out in the cold. And you're confused. You're like, why? Why do you keep doing this? And it is because there are these walls. Oh, Ace of Cups. I love this card. I love this card in this deck. Doesn't she look so beautiful? She's adorned with all this lovely jewelry. She's got her beautiful gold chalice. I love this card so much. I think this is you following your passions. You've got something here that you're mothering for yourself, Pisces. You know, you've got the golden cup. Whatever it is, this endeavor that you're embarking on, this skill that you are, you know, you're intuitively guided to do, because you have the moon here who's guiding this, sending the energy down. You could be praying to the moon, literally. Manifesting during the full moon. I think whatever it is that you're going to do with this career, it's going to bring you lots of abundance. You know, much like this woman is wearing all this jewelry. because of this, you can tell she's physically abundant. Because, you know, throughout history, lots of jewelry is a sign of status. So I think that whatever this is that you're doing, it's going to bring you a lot of status. It's going to bring you a lot of abundance. Oh, interesting. Pisces, your energy's been kind of heavy these past couple readings that I've done. I think in regards to your work, or not, sorry, in regards to your relationships. It's been a little heavy. I think there is love here. Some of you guys could be dealing with a Virgo, maybe a Leo. There is strong love here, and I think there's a willingness to work on this connection. If you're dealing with an earth sign, a Virgo or a Taurus, there is a willingness to work on this connection. Because your intuition keeps telling you to, like, work on this. This is what I want. Because some of you do have a lot of emotion for this person. They fill your cup until it overflows, possibly. I think some of you guys really need to lay this anxiety to rest and just trust. Like I said, have the courage, the strength to trust, because it does take a lot of courage to trust in love, and put all your bygones aside, you know, because I'm picking up, like, bringing up the past. Some of you guys need to lay the past to rest and just let it be. Or maybe your partner needs to do this. These messages can go both ways. They can be flipped and reversed and applied to your situation in whatever way resonates with you. But I do think you and this person are a reflection of each other. You really are. You're very different, but at the same time, you're very similar. So I really do think there needs to be an end to this pain, to this anxiety, if you want it to work. And if not, then it needs to end. Because you're just going to continue to bring this heavy energy upon yourself. Like I said, your energy's been very heavy these past couple of readings that I've done for you guys in terms of your love and your relationships. So if you guys can't figure out a way to leave the past in the past, then you're only going to continue to bring this heavy energy upon yourself. I feel like somebody here abuses their power over the other, like the power that they have of love. Like the fact that this person loves the other person, somebody abuses that. They know that somebody loves them, and maybe they're a little manipulative, because oftentimes the Magician can be a manipulative card. So maybe you're dealing with a Virgo. Maybe this person can be manipulative over their love for you or over your love for them. They use that to their advantage. They take advantage of it. I'm hearing review everyone's motives. Do you want to be with this person, or do you just not want to see them with anybody else? Because I'm picking that up here. Somebody feels like this relationship is an unwise choice, but it's like they can't let them go. You know, they can't let them go. I don't know if this is you or if this is the person that you're dealing with. Somebody here is just afraid to end this relationship because I think they're afraid to see somebody with somebody else. You have the 5 of Cups. 555, guys. Lots of change. Lots of conflict. I'm picking up lots of conflict. Your intuition is telling you to sever out conflict if you want this relationship to be stable. And granted, oh look, there's another 5. And I know that it's impossible to sever out conflict completely, because conflict is actually necessary in a relationship at small amounts. I think there needs to be a truth here, like an honest-to-God conversation. An honest-to-God conversation, like, look, some of you guys just need to spill the beans about how you feel. Like, hey, look, you do this to me and it hurts. Bring clarity to this person. I think Pisces, you have a lot that you're holding in. You have a lot that you're holding in, and you haven't brought it up to this person. And you need to, because if you want this relationship to work, you have to be willing to spill the beans, to spill your emotions. Don't hide them. Don't keep them in the dark. There's still 2 cups here. There's a chance for this, guys. There's a chance for this. And it doesn't need to happen in a way where there's yelling and arguing. You know, it can be in a very diplomatic way. Just speaking from the heart. And there's ways to do that without being hurtful, guys. Because I'm picking up that you, because cups are your energy, unless you're dealing with another water sign, you guys tend to, you know, get riled up in your emotions, and maybe, you know, you get a little too intense. You know what I mean? And that only creates more conflict here. So if maybe you start crying or start yelling at this person, and look, it's too much. It's too much. It's very intense for this person. And granted, we all have our flaws. We all have things about us, you know, the way that we get in relationships that the other person doesn't like. And I think this is one of the things that this person doesn't really appreciate, is the fact that you tend to get riled up in your emotions. And as a water sign myself, I understand this completely, because it's hard. When you are run by your emotions, especially being a very feminine energy, when you're run by your emotions, it's very hard to, you know, think analytically and to speak analytically when you're very emotionally attached to a situation or to a person. So you have the 10 of Swords. 10 represents endings. I think that there's 2 things that you will be doing here, Pisces. There's 2 options that you can take, 2 routes that you can take. And I'm not going to tell you which route to take, because I do not know your situation. And it's not my place. This is your relationship, not mine. I can only give you an unbiased perspective, right? So some of you guys will be walking away from this relationship entirely because the conflict is just too much. The jealousy is too much. It's too intense. It's too hot-headed, like fire. It's too hot, you know, too hot for you to bear. Too destructive. You know, there's a relationship here that could be too destructive for you to bear. So some of you guys will be walking away. Some of you will be ending this. But for others of you, there will be an ending to betrayal. There will be an ending to ghosting, that energy of leaving one out in the cold, not being open. Love is about being vulnerable, guys. I know Pisceans tend to, you know, hide in their little cave. You know, water signs in general, we don't really like to open up and express our emotions unless intensity happens and we get, you know, we explode, and then, you know, it all just comes to the surface like a volcano. I think some of you guys need to express your emotions in a very calm manner. Let it out bit by bit. And there will be an end to any betrayal. There will be an end to any toxicity, to any feelings of being left out in the cold, to any conflict, or to most conflict. I mean, granted, you're still going to have conflict with this person, because who doesn't? A healthy relationship does need, you know, has arguments. But when it's too much to bear, it can be toxic for your growth, because you become stagnant. I feel like some of you guys feel stuck. Look at this guy in this card. You know, you feel like you've tried everything. So I think that's why some of you guys are just going to walk away. You know, you feel like you've tried everything and it just doesn't fucking work. You know, and pardon my French, but seriously, guys, like, some of you are feeling like this. Like, you feel stuck in a box with this person. Like, you feel like in a box. Six of Fire. Victory. Good news is on the way. Public recognition or awards. So like I said, I think some of you guys will be moving on from this energy of betrayal, of conflict, manipulation, laying something to rest, laying anxiety to rest, or you will be moving on from this relationship as a whole. So just be mindful, Pisces, you know, of the way that you speak to this person when you're upset, and have them be mindful too. You know, it takes 2 to tango. It's not just you, it's not just them. You know, both of you make mistakes, you both mess up. So that is what I see here. If you'd like to book a personal reading, please DM me or email me. I can get a little more specific, a lot more specific on your situation, because this is just a general reading. Other than that, I will see you guys later. Take care, Pisces. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.